So there is, I can say that a activity process since human existence, because there are the tribes and their leaders. So administration is always there before the pre subject existence. Then the development as a subject. So the politics and it is taught us the a part of politics, but it has divided in several phases, 5 to 6. So the first phase is politics administration dichotomy from 1887 to 1926, and then second phase is principle of administration 1927 to 1937. Then comes the third phase, era of challenges, 1938 to 1947. Then comes the crisis of identity age, 1948 to 1970. Then comes the phase interdisciplinary approach, 1970 to 1990s. Then comes last the new public management, or beyond 1991 to present. So the first phase, public private public politics administration dichotomy, 1887 to 1926. So some scholar of politics has stated that the administration is a separate subject, and it lead to the dichotomy. So the separation of politics and administration. So the scholars are Woodrow Wilson, Goodenow, and L.D. White. So Woodrow Wilson is a father of public administration. He write a book, The Study of Administration, in 1887, and he stated that it is easy to formulate a constitution, but difficult to run it. And the good now. So good now write a book in 1900, politics and administration, and he support the dichotomy of politics and a public administration. He is the father of public administration in USA. No, look, the Woodrow Wilson is father of public administration, but Goodenow is father of public administration in USA. Then comes the L.D. White. So L.D. White write a book on a introduction to the study of public administration in 1926. Then he first public administration textbook. He wrote the first public administration textbook, and it give the academic recognition to the public administration. So then the second phase, the principle of administration. So if the separation in the subject, then more and more principle come out, where various thinkers and scholars give the principle about the this public administration during 1927 to 1937. So the it is the golden era of principle. There are more and more principle in this era. So focus on developing administrative principles, more focus on principles. And key thinkers and books are the F.W. Taylor. So F.W. Taylor give the scientific management theory, and Henry Ford give the general and industrial management in 1929. And we can say the POCCC or poetic theory. Then the Gulick and Urwick. So papers on the service of papers on the science of administration in 1937, and the Postcop by Gulick and Urwick. Then comes the Mooney and Riley. So principle of organization is given by them. Then comes the Manny Parker Follett. So he gives the creative experience theory in 1924. So it is the era of I can say the public principles. Then comes the orthodox and classical view are also there, and influencing us the science and formal organization, like the public administration in science. So the third phase is era of challenge, because it comes to know that the public administration is more subjective, and principle are not universal, they vary from region to region. So the era of challenge evolved in 1938 to 1947. So in this, the challenge to establish principle and the key critic and ideals are Chester Bernard, Herbert Simon, Herbert Dahl, and Dwight Waldo. The Chester Bernard give the function of executive in 1938. Then comes the Herbert Simon, the proverb of administration in 1946. Criticize principle as a proverb only, and administrative behavior in 1947. Then comes the Robert Dahl. Robert Dahl said the science of public administration and three problem is given by Robert Dahl. And the Dwight Waldo, the administrative state given by Dwight Waldo. So the it have the in era of challenge, it is stated that there is a behavioralism influence also. And then comes the four era crisis of identity 1948 to 1970s, because the challenges are evolving, so there is a identity crisis, and the question the distinct identity of public administration and return toward the political side. Some scholars don't answer the challenges and the criticize and the crises led to some scientists, some scholars go back toward the politics, and the emergence of new approaches are there because of the challenge and crisis. Some return back to politics, and some led to new innovation, and some new approaches are there. So comparative public administration, development administration, and new public administration approach are built in the era of crisis. Then come the John Gose is a leading scholar in this age. So he stated the public administration as a branch of political science. The John Gose. Then after that, the fifth phase, interdisciplinary approach from 1970 to 1990. So the integration of idea from other disciplines, focus on policy analysis and management, and growth of public policy as a field. Then last one is also considered a part of the fifth one, and some scholars are give it as a separate part, new public management, or the 1990 post 1991. So growth of public policy it is the emphasis on efficiency, effectiveness, and economy. 3E, and use of market-based mechanism, downsizing of government, privatization, and contracting out, the PPP models, focus on customer service, e-governance, globalization and its impact, and new public service, and as a counterment in this. So this is the development of the phases of development of public administration. Then we come to know the what is the new public administration. What is the new public administration? It is developed in USA 1968. The reasons for the emergence are socio-economic turbulence in USA. Politician and civil servant blame the game to on the each other, and problems of unemployment, poverty, urbanization, and pollution, and various problems are rises. So, Honey report in 1967 to failure of public administration as a subject. Recommended scholarship, research funding in National Institute of Public Administration. So, Philadelphia Conference in 1967 opposed the politics administration dichotomy, flexibility in hierarchy, decentralization, and focus on social problems. Then comes the Minibrook Conference in 1968. The Doing Waldo was the chairman, and the its objective of Minibrook Conference was the value, equity, relevance, and the change. Then comes the features of new public administration. It opposes politics administration dichotomy. It is flexibility and decentralized, and the goals are value, equality, relevance, and change. Emphasis on civil service attitude and change, and public participation and debureaucratization. Then comes the what is the Minibrook Conference? Minibrook Conference in Minibrook in one in 1968, Minibrook two in 1988, and Minibrook third in 2008. After 20 years. So first, chairman were Dean Baldo. So all the participants are maximum participants are young participants. Focus on new public administration and goals, and criticize traditional public administration. Then comes the Minibook 1988. The H. George Fredrickson is chairman, and youth and experience both participation because some have the experience, and emphasis on economy efficiency and effectiveness and information technology. Supported limited role of public administration. Then the third one, Minibook conference. So Rosemary O'Leary is chairperson. International participation, focus on transparency, accountability, responsibility. TAR, transparency, responsibility, and accountability, and a significant role of civil servant are there. Themes, future of public administration, service and management are main themes of the third Minibrook conference. Then the relevance in India. So flexibility in hierarchy, e-governance, gangplank, and level jumping. Because a wide population and big organization, these level jumping and gangplank in e-governance are the key benefit for India. So change in civil service attitude, ethics in paper and training, and attitude red tapeism to facilitator role. So the debureaucratization like VRS, lateral entry, and fifth pay commission. So after that we have the structural functionism. What is the structural functionism? Direct and indirect structure. Meaning of functional and direct and latent function. Every structure has function. Structure and function are complementary and interconnected. Then comes the ecological approach of the public administration. So risks and after and goes give this theory. So study of correlation between administration and organization and ecology, and risk study on Philippines and China. Then comes span of control. This is a principle. So formal factors affecting, there are a formal factor and informal factor, and Gary Kuna's theory on the span of control. So the formal factor affecting are nature of workplace, age and experience, delegation and facility, and modern supervision technique and level of hierarchy is there. Then comes the informal factor are the personality of subordinate and the leader and family circumstances. Then the importance of span of control is effective control, discipline, timely implementation and completion, and qualitative work and increased productivity. Then the Grokuna's theory of span of attention 1933, span and attention, not control. So control relationship between subordinate, the formulation of relationship and relationship increase geometrical with subordinated means geometrically increases geometrically. So the formulation is the direct relation, direct group relation, and cross relation, and total relation is given. Then comes the our next as the corporate social responsibility. So the and